He came in cocky, European, unbeaten, 28 years old with a chip on his shoulder and fire in his fists. Some laughed, some doubted, but none could stop him. Ilia Topuria didn't just enter the UFC, he kicked the damn doors down. From a rising prospect and the king of the featherweights, and now he's chasing double gold. This is not just a fighter's story, it's a wild, real-life blockbuster. A warrior raised across 3 countries, built by 4 combat disciplines, and powered by the belief that he's destined for greatness. But how did this Georgian-Spanish phenom go from backyard scrapper to the scariest name in 2 divisions? What's up, guys? Are you ready to dive into today's exciting video? If you're new here, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe to join our amazing community. Let's jump in. Fight fans, let's rewind the clock. Before the knockouts, before the hype, there was just a kid named Ilia. Born on January 21st, 1997 in the quiet German town of Halle, Westfalen, Ilia was raised by proud Georgian parents, fighters in spirit just like their son. From day one, he wasn't the kid who shied away from trouble, he ran towards it. While most kids his age played video games, Ilia was rolling on judo mats in Germany. Then he took things up a notch in Georgia, diving headfirst into Greco-Roman wrestling and karate. He wasn't just learning how to fight, he was building the foundation of a future champion.
How old were you when you first started fighting?
In MMA, you asking, or in
Well, when did you first start martial arts?
With 4 years old, my dad put me with my brother in judo. We kept practicing with the Greco-Roman wrestling, and then we moved to Spain when I was 15 years old, and completely by chance, we find a gym and we started training the MMA, the mixed martial arts.
However, the excitement didn't stop there. Ilia then made his way to Spain, where he embraced the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What truly sets Ilia apart from the rest of the UFC fighters is his extraordinary training across 4 different martial arts from diverse cultures. You can't build killers like that in a gym overnight, one coach said, and he was right. Ilia wasn't built, he was forged. Every bruise, every rep, every belt he earned was part of the story. And from early on, Ilia Topuria wasn't dreaming about the UFC, he was planning to dominate it.
Those kind of recognitions, and they put you as a #1 fighter in the world, the pound for pound #1. That's something great. Not many people can say that.
Ilia wasn't just built for this, he was born for it. And at 18 years old, while most teenagers were figuring out college, Ilia Topuria walked into a cage and made a grown man tap in under 4 minutes. West Coast Warriors 2015, Francisco Javier Asprilla thought he had a fight, Ilia gave him a lesson. Triangle choke, first round, statement made. That wasn't luck, that was start of something violent and beautiful. Topuria didn't bounce around promotions just for experience, he hunted. Brave FC, Clement Show MMA, Cage MMA Finland, you name it, he lit it up. 7 submissions, 1 knockout, all finishes, all first round. Over a span of 3 years, Ilia spent less time fighting than your average Netflix episode, just 17 minutes and 64 seconds total. That's not just dominance, that's destruction. The UFC couldn't ignore that resume even if they wanted to. A storm was coming and its name was El Matador. The MMA world was buzzing when Ilia Topuria burst onto the scene, but he's ready for the spotlight and bigger challenges to prove himself against the elite fighters. In 2020, he made a stunning debut against Youssef Zalal, stepping in as a late replacement and absolutely dominating to secure a unanimous decision victory. It was a powerful statement. Ilia Topuria wasn't just a newcomer, he was a force to be reckoned with. Then came Damone Jackson, and Ilia shut the lights out in round 1. Boom! Highlight reel material. But the real test, Ryan Hall, a jiu-jitsu wizard, undefeated, unpredictable. Everyone said this was it. Ilia was finally facing a puzzle too complex to solve. Ilia solved it in the first round. Easy work, he said afterwards. Dead serious. No trash talk, just truth. Each time he fought, he didn't just win, he made fans say, yo, who is this guy? You want to talk about earning a title shot? Ilia Topuria didn't just beat opponents, he broke them. The featherweight division was stacked. Volkanovski, Holloway, Rodriguez, Emmett, but Ilia didn't flinch, he just kept moving forward. Then came his breakout war in 2023. Topuria stepped into the octagon to face one of the toughest challenges of his career, the legendary Josh Emmett. What followed was nothing short of a brutal war, a match that pushed both fighters to their limits. For 5 full rounds, Topuria unleashed his skills, dominating the bout and securing a unanimous decision victory. The fight was such a fierce spectacle that many observers believed it should have been stopped sooner, igniting a heated debate about the responsibility of corners in safeguarding their fighters and the complexities of scoring controversial bouts. Despite the relentless punishment he endured, Emmett stood his ground, stating he would have been devastated if his corner had thrown in the towel, showcasing his undying grit and determination to keep fighting. Topuria's triumphant victory didn't just elevate his status, it sent shockwaves through the featherweight division, sparking an intense buzz for a title shot that could be on the horizon.
Your pressure, your boxing is next level. You heard him on so many occasions. Were you surprised that he was able to withstand that for 25 minutes?
I didn't could catch him with any liver shot that I was preparing for this training camp. He was defending really well, but thank to God we get the win. That's all.
In the year of 2024, the featherweight landscape was forever changed when Alexander Volkanovski, the reigning champion, faced a devastating setback in a brutal knockout loss to Islammakhachev, who claimed the coveted double champ status. But soon, all eyes turned to the rising star Ilia Topuria, who was primed and ready for his shot at glory in a title challenge against Volkanovski in the highly anticipated main event. This was no ordinary title fight, it was Topuria's first shot at the championship, and he entered the octagon with an unyielding determination. The world witnessed his striking prowess as he launched a fierce attack, stunning everyone by knocking out Volkanovski in a jaw-dropping round 2. But the fireworks didn't stop there. Later that very same year, Topuria defended his title against the legendary Max Blessed Holloway. Fans were left in sheer disbelief as Topuria delivered a spectacular performance, knocking out a fighter who had previously withstood the might of champions like Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. In a staggering display of skill, he took out Holloway in just the first round, proving that even the toughest chin in the UFC couldn't withstand his precision striking. Ilia Topuria was not just a champion, he had become a force of nature in the featherweight division. Fresh off his triumphant reign as the featherweight champion, Ilia Topuria was itching for his next thrilling adventure in the UFC. On April 12, 2025,
Topuria will be moving up to 155 pounds and will be vacating the featherweight title.
He made waves by vacating his featherweight title, announcing his bold move to the lethal lightweight division, home to a roster of relentless knockout artists. But there was one target that burned in his sights, the reigning lightweight champion Islammakhachev. The moment Ilia declared his intentions, the lightweight division buzzed with hostility towards him, eager to prevent the rising star from snagging a title shot. Even Makhachev himself seemed reluctant to face the fierce competitor. Then just a month later, Dana White dropped a bombshell. Islammakhachev was vacating the lightweight championship and ascending to the welterweight ranks, hungry for new challenges and glory. The lightweight division had never seen such excitement, and it was about to explode.
Charles Oliveira, even this is what I was telling you before, like when you got 10 losses in your record, that's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 10.
Yeah.
Like
Enter Ilia Topuria, who seized the opportunity to face Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Oliveira, a former champion known for his tenacity, was no easy task for Topuria. Predictions swirled that this would be a fight for the ages, but Ilia had other plans brewing. On June 29, 2025, in a stunning display of skill and power, Topuria delivered an unimaginable first-round knockout of Charles Oliveira in just 2 minutes and 27 seconds. The MMA world was left reeling. Nobody saw it coming. Ilia had promised to finish Charles quickly, channeling the spirit of a prime Conor McGregor finishing Aldo, and he delivered in electrifying style. At just 28 years old, Ilia Topuria became a double champion, a feat reminiscent of McGregor's own meteoric rise. The lightweight division has never looked so fierce, and Ilia is poised to leave his indelible mark on the sport. What does the future hold for Topuria? We turn to our viewers for their predictions, and now we want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Ilia has made quite the splash in the UFC by clinching the title of double champ, an achievement even the greatest fighters in the sport have struggled to attain. In an electrifying post-fight interview, Topuria received a bold challenge from none other than Paddy Pimblett, and let's just say, the tension between them is legit.
I finish you, little
Get
man.
from here.
I finish
Get
you. He is mean and nasty, and there's only one person he doesn't like. It's Paddy the Baddy, who he said about, and I quote, "I hate you."
This rivalry has been simmering ever since their explosive encounters at the UFC London press conference, where Pimblett took a cheap shot at Topuria, mocking his heritage by calling him a mongrel. That comment sent Topuria over the edge, leading to a heated confrontation that had security scrambling to separate them. As their feud escalated, both fighters have been trading insults online and in public, setting the stage for something epic. The stakes got even higher during a fiery face-off at UFC 317, where Topuria, fresh off a stunning victory over Oliveira, confronted Pimblett right in the octagon.
At the Fighters Hotel, things got physical. Ilia Topuria and his team reportedly approached Paddy, and in response, Paddy...
This rivalry is shaping up to be one of the biggest in UFC history, potentially rivaling Khabib versus McGregor, with the UFC eager to book this showdown. Even if Paddy isn't currently the #1 contender, he's poised to step in, taking on Arman Tsarukyan for the